Hi, I'm Mosik and you're watching Artist Life. Welcome to my studio. In today's episode, I'd like to share with you some of my thoughts in figure painting. So, figure paintings could be anywhere from nude all the way to ballerinas or Spanish dancers. So, if you're ready, grab your supplies and let's go. These are some of the supplies that we need. 18 by 24 canvas, ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, Naples yellow, cadmium yellow, cadmium red medium, alizarin red, ivory black, titanium white, Galkite to speed up the drying process, palette paper, odorless turpenoid, number 4 flat bristle brush, detail brush, and a palette knife. Okay, let's start. What I'm doing here is starting my painting with a flow, but at the same time I'm visualizing shapes. I like to always be a step ahead. My goal is to have a simple sketch that I can work with. What I've done here to this canvas is called imprimatura. This is where you take a canvas and cover it with a thick layer of paint. I've used the color black, as you can see. I'd like to build this image with more definite forms. As you can see, I'm blocking in the head and the hand. Please keep in mind that this is not permanent. I'll probably come back and change the placements around. Nothing is definite at this point. I'm purposely keeping my brush strokes very loose. Pull your brush and visualize the form. The idea is to capture the motion of this dancer. Hey, a special shout out to my very good friend Shabnam for encouraging me to do this painting. Alright, I'm making every brush stroke count. There has to be a reason for the brush strokes that you apply. Since we have a contrast between colors, the background is dark, the red on the dancer is middle, and the blue and the flesh are your light tones. I'm trying to hold on to the drawing while I apply paint on the canvas. So as you can see, I'm applying the dark tones on her dress because this will help us with the forms. I forgot to mention, the canvas I'm using is recycled. That's why you see these dark stripes on the canvas. Don't rush through this process. Take your time so you don't lose your drawing. Again, you probably see some mistakes, but it'll all come together as I paint. So I'd like to paint the arm, hand, and her chest. Since the paint stays wet, I can always go over it and move it a little bit. Deliberately putting some dark tones on her dress. These ruffles are amazing, aren't they? Since I'm simplifying every brushstroke, the challenge is not to get caught up with these details. There are a few ways of contacting me. One is mosiquefineart.weebly.com. And the other is through artstudiopasadena.com. I hate to rush my paintings. It doesn't serve me any purpose. So when you're doing a loose painting like this, you should always be focusing on three things: drawing, value, tones, and color, my favorite. As you can see, I'm always correcting my painting. This is the ribbon on her head. Okay, a little lighter here. I'm always adding paint because in this case I need to always correct my form. This is her back. I love this form. My initial area for my hand is obviously off, so I need to take care of this. One thing I want to mention is that I'm constantly using Galkite with my paints. Then this hand. I'm using cad yellow, cad red, a little bit of blue, and titanium white for her skin. This can be called an action painting. This is when artists use bold gestures that engaged more of the body than traditional easel paintings. One thing I want to mention is that I'm constantly using Galkite with my paints. Galkite actually speeds up the time to which my painting dries fast, and also I've noticed that initially the paint glides better on the canvas. Let's talk about color a little bit. Even though I'm using my primary colors, there is not that much of intermixing between the colors, which means I'm using the colors more directly, except when I made the flesh color, which in this case is a minor part of the painting. As you can see, I'm applying a thin layer of paint on the background. I just think it looks too flat, so this paint will add a little depth to it. Also, it's creating a wet surface which will help me later on when I go over it with palette knife. Sometimes I like to use a green shade. I think green tends to balance out my colors throughout the painting. Here, let's use paper towel to soften the paint and spread it. Again, the idea is to be patient, Okay, a little bit more green in this area. Time for the blue on her dress. I'm using titanium white and Prussian blue. When you're mixing these two colors, please don't use a lot of Prussian, since Prussian blue is a very intense color. I'm being very direct with my brush strokes, as you can see. Most simplified paintings look great from a distance, since the human eye makes sense of what you've purposely simplified. Okay, let's switch to a detail brush. Even with my detail brush, I'm keeping my painting loose. Hope that makes sense. As a reminder, hold on to your darks and lights. That's very important. These minor brushstrokes tend to create a sense of movement if you do it correctly. What you see me doing now is to wet the background with Galkite because I'm getting ready for my palette knife. When I apply the paint over the background with my palette knife, it just feels much better for me when the whole surface is wet. I'm lightening the foreground a bit to create depth onto the painting. I think this area is supposed to be dark right here underneath her dress. Let's clean the edge a little. And this dark tone right here. If you've noticed, I'm constantly moving through the painting. I highly recommend never to get stuck on one area. Just constantly move through the whole painting and build it with harmony. Okay, let's switch things a bit. I like to paint the background with my palette knife. So as you can see, I'm pulling my knife in a vertical motion. As you can see, I'm not blending at all. Blending is when you soften hard edges between your colors by using a fan brush or your fingers. Even though I said don't use your finger to soften, sometimes you have no choice. Especially in this case, I made a little mistake in this area. Sorry. The colors I'm using for the background are ivory black, ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, and alizarin red. The lighter areas have cadmium red. Okay, I think I'm done. Hope you enjoy this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, and like. Till next time, happy painting. Bye.